Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Okay, you are welcome, and if it's your first time to be on this channel, please subscribe so that if there's any video I'm going to be posting, because I'll be posting regularly, you can be notified and be able to watch and gain that insight that you're looking for. Okay, so with that said, today we'll look at quadratic equations. Okay, they are quite common, and we'll try to explore and see the knowledge that we can actually get so that we can appreciate quadratic equations by the end of the day. Okay, so quadratic equations, basically they are of this form. Okay, so they are actually of this form. Sometimes you might encounter a equation that is not arranged in this way, but the thing that you need to do is to make sure that you write it in this form, okay, or in this format. That way you'll be able to identify to say this is my A and this is my B, and as well as my C. Okay, so let's dive into it. Let's dive deep into it. So we have this quadratic equation here, okay, which is always written as ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, so now to solve these quadratic equations, we'll need a formula, okay, a formula that we are going to work with in order for us to understand on how to go about solving these quadratic equations. So the formula, it's called the quadratic formula. So it is written as x equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, okay, over 2a. So throughout it all, in order for us to solve the quadratic equations, we'll be using this quadratic formula. So there are other methods that you can use, and I'll make a video about them. You can use completing the square method. You can also use the completing square method and many others. Okay, I'll not dive into those other methods. We'll try to make other videos to explain those methods in detail as well. But for today, we'll concentrate much on the quadratic formula. So how do we go about solving this kind of a quadratic formula that is in this form using this formula called the quadratic formula? Okay, so let me just try to explain the formula here. So we're trying to find the value of the variable x, because this question is given in terms of x. Okay, so we have x equal to minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So where is b coming from? B is coming from this formula. So we have the b here. So this is the b that we have here and inside there. Okay, so the b is coming from this formula actually. Then we also have the a down here and the a up. So that a is also coming from this part of the quadratic equation. We have the c, it's coming from the c. So that's basically how we go about this. Okay, now that we know how to go about this, we'll try and solve an example. Okay, an example that will give us how these things work. Okay, how these things work. So I'm going to write the first example, and this is the first example we're going to solve. So the example is 3x squared, okay, 3x squared plus 13x minus 7 will equal to 0. Okay, so we are trying to solve this question here. We are trying to solve this question here by using this quadratic formula, okay, by using this quadratic formula. And so what we are going to do here is just basically to identify the b, the a and the c. So we can identify them. So here our a from this question is going to be 3, our b is going to be 13, and our c is basically negative 7. So those are the values that we need to work with. All you need to do is to substitute these values in the quadratic formula and we are good to go. Okay, so I'll use this space here. So we're going to say x will equal to, where there is the b, we'll put the value of b, so which is 13. So it's going to be negative 13. We'll have negative 13 plus or minus the square root of, where there is b squared here, we'll have 13 squared minus 4. Where there is a, we put 3. Okay. Then where there is c, we're going to put negative 7. Okay. So we're going to have that, and everything over 2a. That's what we are going to have. So it's just a the issue of substituting these values into this formula that we have here. Then we can simplify this. So we're going to say negative 13 plus or minus, okay, negative 13 plus or minus the square root of, what is 13 times 13? So 13 times 13, if my memory serves me well, I'm going to have 169, okay. So 13 times 13, we'll have 169, okay. So what we are going to have here is 169 plus, the reason why I'm writing the plus sign here is because we have this negative multiplied by that negative. So definitely the answer there will be plus. Then now we can multiply 4 times 3 times 7. Okay, so what is 4 times 3 times 7? Here it's showing me that we are supposed to get 84. Okay, so we'll get 84 there over, where there's a here, so we are going to have 2. Where there is a, we can put the value of a, which is just 3. Okay, so that is what we are going to have there. So we are good to go from there. I'll wrap this other side. Okay, I'll wrap this other side, and we can simplify further. So now from this point we are going to have negative 13, okay, plus or minus, okay, so we're going to have plus or minus the square root of, so we can add what is actually in the square root. So we have 84 plus 169, and we'll get 253 over 2 times 3 will get 6. So here we'll have 6, and this will give us negative 13 plus or minus, what is the square root of 253? You can just find the square root of 253. Okay, we're trying to find the square root of 253. Okay, so what is the square root of 253? So the square root of 253 is 15 pointer. So I'm going to write it. I'm going to write as 15.90597. Okay, we can end at 7. It's okay, we can end at 7. That's still okay. So we will have those values. Then we can write this over 6. So what we need to do next now is just basically subtracting or adding these two terms. Here we have negative 13 and the plus or minus 15.90597. Okay, so here the first part we are going to have is, we are going to say this will equal to minus 13 plus 15.90597 over 6. Okay, or you can put O there. Then the other one will be minus 13 minus 15.90597. Okay, so we're going to have those two, and this one as well supposed to be over what? Over 6. Okay, so we have those two parts there. I've run out of space. I'll come back to this first part here. Okay, I'll just wrap this part here. Okay, so that we can finish it from here. Okay, so now we can easily enter this into our calculator to find the final answer there. So what we have basically there is we have minus 13, okay, minus 13 plus 15.90597. Okay, so I have my answer here. Then I'm going to divide that answer by 6, and the answer I'm going to get here on the first part, I'm going to get 0.484. I'll just end here, or I can write the 3, then or I can also deal with the second one. So the second one here, I'll have minus 13 minus 15.90597. Okay, so that's what I'm going to have. then I can easily divide the answer by 6, and the answer I'm going to get will be minus 4.81766. I can end there. Okay, so you can see that we have these two answers, but we cannot leave them like this. We'll go back to the question. So the question is saying we need to leave our answers. So giving your answers correct to 2 decimal places. So they need 2 decimal places. But when you look at these are 4. Here I've given actually I've given 5. Okay, so we need to reduce this number of decimal places to 2. So how do we go about doing that? We just need to round off. So this is going to be 0.4. So we'll stand here at 8. Look at the number next to it is 4. So we can just so meaning because it's 4, it's less than 5. So that will mean that we'll not add any 1 to the 8. So it will maintain as 8. Okay. Then we'll write minus 4.8. Then we'll stand at 1 here. The number next to it is greater than 5. So we'll add the 1 to the 1 and it's going to be 2. So these are actually the values of x. So if you use any of the 2 values here, they will satisfy this equation that we are given as the question. Okay, so that's how you go about solving a quadratic equation using the quadratic formula. Okay, so you follow it step by step like we did, and eventually you're going to find these 2 answers. Thank you very much for watching, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe so that you can be notified if I make any new video.